So welcome along everybody to tonight's opportunity meeting around the X39, an incredible technology, this little wearable light frequency patch that is changing the way people think about wellness, about their own health, their own well-being. It's talking about allowing your body to heal from the inside out, not having to use external things, pills and potions and injections, but allowing your body to heal itself. And I also want to talk about the incredible business opportunity that's powering that, because this whole thing's getting out throughout New Zealand, it's getting out through Australia, America, and it's going global. And it's because the power of the business plan and the compensation. So look, how we came upon this, and my partner here would be, she'll be sharing with you, Andrea. It's because we're very much a couple in this business, but she's off in the Bahamas at the moment. She's on a conference because of the size of business we've built. She's gone over there to a conference and just enjoy the fruits of her labor, basically. But how this all started, around about November 23, I came upon a friend who really was struggling with psoriatic arthritis. His joints had closed up. He was putting on weight. He had psoriasis all over his body. And look, he was a lovely guy. He was a fun guy. He's a happy guy. But you could tell he was a bit miserable because he just wasn't enjoying life. He's got, he's an active guy. He's got his own plane. He's got a pilot's license. And I saw him declining. I've known this guy for 20 years professionally. But then I saw him several months later, and he was just a completely different person. I hardly recognized him. He had all the spark and energy back from even before I met him. I said, mate, look at you. What's going on? And he said, I have been patched. Now, that completely went over my head, or as I said in my last meeting, if you're a cricket player, I went straight through to the wicket keeper with no shot played. I had no idea what he was talking about. But he went on to talk about wearing this X39 patch and how it enabled his body to start to heal itself. The psoriasis had gone. The psoriatic arthritis in his joints had gone. And now he had got all his energy back. He said, I could run up and down stairs where a month or two ago, I couldn't even walk up and down stairs. I had to sort of slide up and down. So that piqued my interest. So what I'm going to show you now over the next 25 minutes is actually what he explained to me. And I'm just going to do that by way of a slideshow here. Let me just bring that up. So what we say, have you been patched yet? And it's a bit of a corny saying, but it is literally putting a patch on, a wearable light therapy patch that elevates a peptide. It activates your dormant stem cells and allows your body to regenerate itself. And this all came about because a man, David Smith, his lifetime passion has been down the wellness track. He was contracted to the American military in the early 2000s, where they said, our Navy SEALs they're in the submarines, they're away from light for days on end, 36 hours at a time, and they're struggling to keep their energy levels up. And he was contracted to find a solution to that. And he was heading down that track, and then 9/11 came along. So the American military pulled their funding out of it and into weaponry. But then David Smith continued in the private sector. So here's a man that's got over 200 patents. He's closing in, and he believes, to 300 by the end of this year, which is phenomenal. One patent is an incredible lifetime achievement. He has got nearly heading to 300. He's a scientist, inventor. He specializes in anti-aging. In 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research, and this patent here for the X39 took over 10 years study and $4.5 million to bring it to market of his own money. So here's the patent here, or patent, it depends what school you go to. But what is really important about having a patent is that to get a US patent, you actually have to prove it does what it says it does. You can't just make it up. Say, how it goes, great idea. I'm going to activate dormant stem cells and heal the body from the inside out. They go, great. Show us how you're doing it. You have to prove that. So this patent says it is phototherapy to the human body as a result of elevating copper peptide, including the activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. That's what he had to show the patents office to get a patent. Does this work? No question. This is not on trial. So if you're here to say, does this work? We're not sure. Forget that. It's not on trial. It's whether you want to be part of it. But the other good thing about the patent is that it gives us exclusivity. Now, David Smith's got a 20-year patent, and we're only 5 years into that. So we have an exclusive product. So what's it all about? Why is the X39 stem cell activation patch? When we're born, what do you think? Before we were born, we're a little sperm and a little egg. 9 months later, we're this fully formed baby. That's our stem cells developing us. And then when we're born, I mean, our cells sort of become, heart cells become heart cells and various things. But we carry these pluripotent stem cells, and they're like the body's immune system. They go and clean up things. They tidy up stuff in our body. Inflammation, they go and get rid of that. You see a young child, when they cut themselves or they bruise themselves, they heal before your eyes. That's stem cells racing in to tidy it up. But the problem is, as we be part of the natural aging process, and as we age, our stem cells go into decline to the point from when we're 30, 50% of our stem cells are dormant. By the time we're 60, 90% of our stem cells are dormant. That means our body is trying to heal itself on 10% of its power. And so that's why you often feel, if you're that age, or people will say, they seem to be aging so much faster, or they're healing so much slower. So how does the X39 work? It is really simple. It is phototherapy. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. Phototherapy has been an accepted form of treatment for decades. I don't know the exact times. People on here would know more about the exact time, but I would imagine it's been decades and decades. It's been an acceptable form of treating and even stimulation of stem cell activity around an injury. But how this works, what David Smith has done is putting it into a simple wearable patch. Now, inside of this patch, there is a lattice work of amino acids, crystals, and salts, and they reflect back some of the light that we emit. Now, we can't see this light with our naked eye, but we give it off. We give off low frequency or low level of infrared light. You can see that in a heat map or night vision goggles. You can see it coming off. That's how they track people at night or people are lost, search and rescue. But what David Smith has done is able to capture some of that light in this, just like a mirror, sitting on the skin, reflecting that back, and elevates a peptide called the GHK-Cu copper peptide. I'll just call it the GHK copper peptide. But what that then does, it elevates it in the blood. Now, that's been proven for over 50 years. If you can elevate that in your own blood, there are various things that will happen. One of those, it will send a signal to your dormant stem cells to start producing again. So now your stem cells start to come back. It also brings back collagen. It does amazing things. But there is nothing in this. There's no chemicals. There's no drugs. There's no stimulants. There's nothing entering the bloodstream or the skin barrier. All it's doing is acting like a mirror. It's like when you go into the sun, there's no vitamin D in the sun's rays. All the sun's rays is doing is elevating and activating the vitamin D in your body. This activates that particular peptide to bring back those dormant stem cells and then allow your body to heal itself and bring back all that collagen. So non-transdermal, non-invasive. And look, one of the things we always say, look, we're not doctors. Well, I'm not a doctor anyway. We've got doctors on here, but I'm not a doctor. So I'm not purporting to claim to diagnose, treat, or cure any ailment or illness. All I can do is share what wonderful impact it's had on me, my family, my good friends and colleagues. So what are the benefits? Look, it depends. There is a multitude. It just depends what's happening inside of your body. So for increased strength, that's what I noticed. So my recovery after the gym has been phenomenal since I've been using this. I'm lifting weights I was lifting 15 years ago. And it's a noticeable difference in my personal strength. And reduced inflammation. Now, inflammation is if there's inflammation there's usually a problem. And that's where a lot of our pain, Dr. Anton, he was talking about this last week, about how, if there is inflammation, that's where the pain comes from. So he's always trying to treat the area of inflammation. The X39 will go in and deal with inflammation, whether it's in the joints, whether it's in the brain, increase stamina, And, we've noticed that, well, I've certainly noticed that energy and vitality. And honestly, I haven't felt this good for probably 15, 20 years physically and mentally, because I feel the mental clarity. I noticed that after a week. Andrea, my partner, she was going through perimenopause. She said, I couldn't believe it after about a month, just that brain fog lifted. She said, it was just, I didn't realize how bad I was, because she didn't want to go down the HRT track because of her family history. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. We're seeing that pain that people have had, arthritis in their joints, their knuckles. I've got a really good friend who is starting to get arthritis in her fingers. A 60-year-old, very fit, very athletic lady, really takes care of herself incredibly well, but she got arthritis in her fingers. Within 5.5 months of using the X39, it's gone. Improved sleep. I think everyone notices that. Well, improved sleep, that equates to improved health anyway. Improved skin appearance. Everybody that is using this for a period notices that, because one of the things that side benefits, it brings back that collagen. So we're talking about achieving an optimal state of health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social wellness or well-being. So the long-term results, as soon as you put this on, it goes to work. Within the first, and you might not feel this, you might not feel anything for 3 months or 6 months. This is not like a pill that you'll feel better after taking, like a Panadol. Your headache, take Panadol, hopefully the pain goes. This is going to be working on healing you from the inside out over the next 6, 12, 24, whatever period of time you're going to be using that. Because within the first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger age. Within about 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. And we've seen that with so many neurodiverse people we know, whether it's people that were really high with non-verbal autistic, being able to utter words. The autism isn't going, but now that there was a little bit of clarity, people I know that have had ADHD, Asperger's, dyspraxia, suddenly they're thinking clearly. Within 3 months, your collagen comes back. Now, why that's so important is because as we're getting older, with that GHK, that copper peptide, that production declines as well, down to about, you lose about 60% by 60, age 60. So you couple that with stem cell production down to 10%, no wonder we get wrinkles. No wonder our skin is getting thin. So what that GHK does, it brings back the collagen, not only on the outside, but on the inside. So if you're getting wrinkles like I was and skin was a wee bit thin, that's being mirrored on the inside. But after 6 months, the study group found that their biological heart age reversed by 8 years on average. Now, I just believe personally that that's the collagen coming back. So here's a topography map, and I love this. It blows me away every time I see it. Here is a 77-year-old woman. They took a topography map of her brain. Now, on the left, the red is inflammation. Now, that is serious warning signs. That's dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. That is just waiting to happen. Just using the X39, and I haven't even mentioned this. This is less than a cup of coffee a day. I've had 2 coffees today. It's half of what I paid for my coffees today. In 3 weeks, it brought the information is all bar gone. Within 6 weeks, it's completely gone. So she had a complete change in her brain, her clarity and thinking. So how do you wear it? You just put this on an acupressure point. I typically put it on the back of my neck, just below C7, where the bump is. I had to Google it. I didn't know where C7 was. They said, put on C7. Okay, where's that? So Anton will know, he does that every day. Or you could put it 2 fingers below the belly button. And often Andrea wears that there. I don't put it there because obviously when I take it off, I tear half my belly hair off. So that's why I have it on the back of my neck. Andrea wears it on her, just below her belly button. But look, the best way to really share this and talk about this is personal testimonies. And what I want to do, just give me one moment. I want to play a video that's a 4-minute video. This is, we got 8 people that we know very well. We know all these people personally. They're good friends, colleagues, family members. And so we asked them to do about a 3 or 4 minute clip each. So we've brought all those 8 clips down to 4 minutes. So please really listen to what they're saying. These are our friends. This is not people we've hired to say this. And some of them are us. So we know the effect it's had on us.
We love this product. You know, this has changed our family's life.
This X39 had to be something special.
Our son, he went from being bedridden to actually playing Division 2 rep basketball this year.
I caught a virus that attacked the brain. It left me totally powerless in every sense of the word. It was really a hard life. X39 literally exploded in my body and I was able to think again. I had a brain.
I have had diagnosis of endometriosis in my bladder, suffering from chronic UTIs from probably the age of 14. My nana put a couple of patches on me one day and my pain was just gone instantly. And I have had recurring menstruating cycles with no UTIs and no pain. It has helped immensely with my anxiety. I sleep better.
A few months ago, I got diagnosed with a blood sugar level of 117. If I continued the way I was, I'd be on kidney dialysis and possibly die. I started using the X39 along with SB6. So come down from 117 to 60.
I had a pain in my bottom for 11 months that nothing helped. I had tried all the essential oils known to mankind. So it was miraculous that I met up with Vanessa at the markets on the Gold Coast and she gave me a patch and said, pop off to the bathroom and put this on your bottom and see what happens. Guys, in 20 minutes, all the pain had left my body. Like, this was total life-changing.
Well, I played a lot of rugby when I was younger. I had 2 shoulder reconstructions. 2.5 years I've been battling with that. Just 3.5 weeks after wearing this patch, and I wasn't expecting this. It completely blindsided me.
The biggest thing I noticed, the menopause. So the brain fog, hot flushes, the sleep. That was a big thing for me. And I didn't actually realize how bad it was until all of a sudden the brain fog lifted. I'm not as tired. I can go through the whole day.
I used to have migraines, very bad. I couldn't do anything but sleep. I have started using the LifeWave X39 patch. It saved me. It saved me. A big thing I've noticed is mental clarity. I can think clearly. I can do stuff.
We basically have a daughter who had 3 major brain traumas. After 6 weeks of patching the X39 on her body and her brain, it was like we got our daughter back.
I got energy after like my 6th or 7th day, and even my brain fog that I had from COVID, ADHD, my central nervous system. It's been a game changer for me.
Since I was a kid, I have had a sharp pain in my lower back and they've never actually been able to tell me what it is. I started wearing the patches. I noticed after about a week that it was less. I wasn't wiggling as much. I wasn't taking as many anti-inflammatories or pain relief. It's been a month now and it's basically gone. My sleeps are definitely better, a lot more energy. I mean, it's been over 30 years since I've had it. Different person now.
I noticed a difference almost immediately. As soon as I started wearing X39, the neuropathy in my feet dramatically reduced.
I had a car accident, so I suffered concussion. So after 4 months of concussion, I said, screw this, I've got to try these X39s. Bang. Suddenly, what the hell? I can think. I'm clear. So suddenly I'm operating back at my normal speed, which is flat out. What a difference.
Literally 12 months, I patched and didn't tell a single soul. Can I just let you all know? Don't do that. And then I saw the results in my body. My wife started patching, saw results in the first week. This works. There are thousands of people in 75 countries all over the world being helped by this technology. This product gives hope.
So we're forever grateful for this product. We think everybody should be using this.
For us, we would have done it just to get our daughter back in that way.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? Those testimonials, and just it's quite humbling that when you introduce this product to somebody and you get those benefits, and they are just a small part of a lot of the benefits that those people have experienced. Look, when you go have a look at this, is at info. There's a whole bunch of testimonials on there, but look at some of these here. You can see the girl with or young lady with the curved spine. When you're looking at the allergies, look at the difference in that lady's face, where a finger, and a young boy's finger he pretty much lost his finger. They sewed it on, got infected. He was going to lose it. Father said, no, we're going to persevere with the X39. You can see the burning, painful skin becomes clear. Haircut, and some people, not all people, hair color does come back. Mine's got significantly darker. Andrea keeps saying, boy, your hair's getting really dark. My hairdresser said to me, Chris, you're coloring your hair. I said, no, I'm not, Graham. He said, you are. I said, Graham, you've known me for 35 years. I've never colored my hair. And he said, you must be. So anyway, at the end of that, he signed up because he said, all right, you win, I'm coming on. But look at this. I think the most powerful part of this is the collagen coming back in these ladies, because what was happening when the collagen was all, is thin, and the wrinkles and all that, that's happening inside of the body as well. So right from assisted living to RV travel. There's a lot of doctors, when you have a look through some of the sites, you can YouTube, Dr. Stacey's, she's one of my favorites. Dr. Harmon's probably my favorite. He gives a very logical, rational explanation. I'm just reading a book on that he's written around the copper peptide and just the amazing results that's had, because that's been studied for over 50 odd years. We get good news stories every day. It's not a day goes by when someone doesn't tell us how the life has been changed by using the patch. But look, if you want some more information around the patches, go to thisisit.info.com, have a look in the front page. Talks about phototherapy, light therapy. David Smith's on there. There is the doctors, there's patents, there's a tab for the patent, studies, there's a tab for more and more testimonies. So look, I just want to change tack now for the last few minutes. And I want to talk about the business opportunity and why it's so great. Look, LifeWave is a 20-year-old company. So it's not just something that's just popped up. And this has been David Smith's lifetime work. So it's not just a fad. He goes, oh, hey, stem cells, that's a cool thing. Let's see if we can find a product. He's been studying this for decades. But the company in 2021 was turning over $20 million, and it was doing well. And that was some of the support patches that he had. 2021, this came on the market, the X29. That changed everything. So right up to 2024, 600 million. Last year, just shy of $1 billion. I mean, that is a phenomenal growth trajectory. And most of that is repeat business. So the product, you just got to ask yourself, does the product work? Well, would nearly $1 billion being spent, people buying it, repeat buying it, if it wasn't working? And it's to the point where it's the number one momentum company in the whole direct sales business. He just recently won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year Award, 2025, very prestigious award to win. And there was thousands of nominees. But look, as we just go into the business part, I think, look, you might just look at this and go, hey, I just really want to use this as a health benefit. But if you want to make some money or even just cover the cost of your product, you've got to have a reason. For me, it was time. I needed more time. We were making pretty good money. That wasn't a problem, but it was coming at 80 to 100 hours a week. And, someone said, is there that many hours you can work? Yeah, there is. Especially if if you're it. So what I loved about this, I thought, if I can get this out to market and I can get, hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands of people using this, I can be in a position where I can continue to live the lifestyle and have the income, but I don't have to do the hours and hours. So when you compare this with traditional business, conventional business is a high startup cost. I mean, any decent business or franchise that you're going to buy into, it's expensive. You can be talking high tens, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. There's high risk when it comes to that. There's long hours. I've done a lot of long hours. Trial and error. The amount of money that we've sunk into things that haven't worked, but we thought it was a good idea. And there was limited earning potential because there's only one of me. And so I can't duplicate myself in most traditional businesses. With the LifeWave business, there's a low startup cost. The maximum you'd ever pay would be $3,000 to come in at the premium level, and that's it. The rest there's no other expense, because buying the product ongoing is an expense. It's a health benefit. There's no risk. You make your own schedule. There's a proven system, and that's what I learned very quickly. If I follow a proven system and pattern, I can duplicate this, and there's unlimited earning potential. This is one of the greatest income-producing opportunities I've ever seen. And so, talking about finding a good business idea or creating wealth or becoming wealthy, every seminar or book I've ever read talks about finding a problem or finding a solution to a common problem that people are having. Well, the biggest problem I see out there is people are aging faster than they need to. Because no one knows that we've got our stem cells are declining. Most people don't know we've got stem cells. They've heard about them, but they don't know we've got them and they're declining. And the other thing is people are struggling financially. We see that every day. What this business opportunity offers is stem cell reactivation, bringing back your health, healing from the outside, living your best life physically, but also creating a generational business. And that's always been something that's driven me. If you want to know what drives me, it's generational wealth. It's leaving a legacy for my family. That's what drives me. So that's what I saw here. I thought, wow. And so how do we do that? There is a compensation plan. It's just a very simple binary plan. Now, I've been in financial services for 20 years. It still took me 2 weeks to figure this out. But it's genius when I saw it. I thought, that's simple. You just put a left team and a right team. So I refer this to somebody, they come in the left team, I refer it to someone else, they come in the right team, and then I help them refer and right. Wow, is it that simple? And then that team will grow to hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands. But there's potential to earn $25,000 a week just in that binary compensation. Very simply, we just say to somebody, you plus two, go and find two people, set them up, introduce them, enroll them with the company, and the company will start paying you. Duplicate that again, and what's what we call you, probably be a 2-star manager then. It's just a rank we have. But then now the company's going to pay you some more money. And there are matching bonuses. There's all sorts of bonuses that come out. So if you help somebody and then you might help them introduce someone and them introduce someone, then you help them build a team, you're going to get rewarded for that. And it's just going to duplicate. And it can't help but duplicate. I mean, we could not stop what we've put in play right now. If we stopped doing it tomorrow, we could not stop it growing because we've found some people that see the opportunity for what it is. So how do I get started? Well, you just become a brand partner. It's very simple. It's like you're buying your franchise, you just bought the distribution rights. Now you can go and market the product. Now we have a whole system and a training program to teach you how to do that. But just in the brief time that I have left, really, you don't pay any money for a franchise or the distribution rights or to become a brand partner. You just buy an enrollment pack. So if you come on at core, now that's for someone that doesn't want to be active in the business. They don't see that as an opportunity. They're quite happy to just pay for the product, just want to use it for themselves. They'll come on at core. So they just get 3 of these. So it's $295, which is 3 sleeves. There'll be one for them, maybe one for their spouse, one for their loved one. But if you want to take benefit of the opportunity of being able to get a referral bonus or money for referring people, come on an advanced. That means you just get 6 sleeves at a discounted price. So that's $535 US. It's about they're $99 a sleeve. So a sleeve is $99. There's a month's worth of X39 in there. Works out about $160 New Zealand, probably slightly less than Australia. And a bit of postage on that. Or you might want to come in at Advanced Plus, but probably the serious entrepreneur would come in at Premium. Now, you're getting 20 of these at a significantly discounted price, but we use that as rolling stock. So if I'm going out to talk to people and I'm looking for my core foundational brand partners, I'm going to leave them with one of these sleeves. And as long as they choose to join me, and then they'll return that when theirs arrives. But it gives me that rolling stock. So it was just really deciding where you want to come in, have a chat to the person that brought you along, is just want to use the product wholesale, core. But if you want to be a business builder, you want to share in the benefits, either come on advanced or premium. But the number one thing is we go on a subscription. That we get if you're a couple, it'll be a 2-sleeve subscription. If you're single, it'll be a 1-sleeve subscription. It's how it works. It's repeat business. Because this is one of the most consumable products I know. The most consumable product I know is toilet paper. And in New Zealand, the richest families, I promise you, in New Zealand, the rich list toilet paper manufacturers, the Spencer family. This is, you put it on one day, you take it, 12 hours, take it off and put a new one on. So just in wrapping up, there's 2 sites you can have a look at. This is at info.com. That's the information that talks about the product. This is at team. Is that site there is the training and support side of it. But look, guys, I wouldn't be, if you like what I've shared with you tonight, just get on. Don't overthink this. The product works. It's changing lives. the business model works. It's helping people become financially free. It's creating some very wealthy people globally. The timing is perfect. We've got a world-class product. I'm blown away. I've never seen a product with this much appeal ever. And we've got exclusivity. No one else has got it. And the timing is perfect. The timing could not be better. People make money in 2-3 years, but not like the pioneers that will now. But look, guys, circle back to the person that invited you along. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing with you.